What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. I am your host, Dream Team Buddha. Could Brian Robinson, B-Rob Jr. be on his way out the door? Could the Washington Commanders be looking to trade Brian Robinson Jr.? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders.
Okay, so listen, before we get into this video, if you will, do me a kind favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders, y'all. Now, let's get into this video. What's going on, Commanders family? So, there's been a post that's been going around. It's been a news article on social media, of course. You know, social media is not a place that you want to be in the off season or even during the season. Because a lot of times, a lot of the things that you see, these blogs, they be posting about anything and everything, you know. And I've seen things addressing this B-Rob situation several times, but I really don't pay it any attention because, you know, most of the time in the offseason, believe nothing what you see because 9 times out of 10, it's a smokescreen, all right? If it's not a credible source, I really don't have any interest in, you know, shedding any light on that, you know, that story because I don't want to spread, you know, any rumor any further than where it should be gone. It should be cut off right at the head, okay? So sometimes it's best not to speak on certain situations. However, this situation has been brought to me several times. And I say, you know what? It's Saturday. It's beautiful outside. I'm pretty sure that everybody having a great time. I hope everybody having a great time. And I'm feeling real great today. So I say, you know what? I'll take some time and I'll shed some light on it. And we'll touch on this situation briefly. Listen, this wouldn't be right if we didn't pause for a second just to wish Brian Robinson Jr., B-Rob, a happy birthday. We talking about him right now. So I need y'all to post in the comments right now, happy birthday, B-Rob. Happy birthday, Brian Robinson Jr., regardless if you think he should be traded or not. Happy birthday. All right, let's get back to it. Now, I seen the article that was sent to me recently. You know, at first it was just, you know, I seen a couple other things, but I didn't even want to click on it because it didn't come from, you know, the people that's known to break stories for the Commanders. So it wasn't a Commander beat writer that actually made the story, created the story. So I really didn't want to pay no attention. But this time, I received an inbox from one of my subscribers, who happens to be my mom. And I said, you know, let me explain this to my mom so that way she'll know what's my take on it because she wanted to know my take. And before I get into my take on it, let's read this article real quick. I'll just read part of it just to summarize it real quick. It says, the Commanders offseason has centered on upgrading the pieces around Jaden Daniels, Pro Football Focus writes. In that sense, it may seem paradoxical to trade Robinson, but there will be no reasons to do so. His PFF rushing grade has declined in all 3 seasons, and his 34 missed tackles forced in 2024 tied for 27 out of 31 qualified rushes. With Robinson only under contract for 1 more year and this draft class being rich at the position, trading for him in favor of a rookie would be plausible. Now, I don't even have to go further. I'm just going to talk about this right here, right? Now, from the looks of it, it seems like someone came up with an idea to kind of like reaching, you know, because they know that a lot of Commanders fans were unhappy with Brian Robinson Jr. last year. I was one of the fans that was actually unhappy with Brian Robinson Jr. because he got started off to a great year and he was doing very, very well. He had like 7 touchdowns early in the season. Then he got that 8th one and then he went missing into the playoffs. And, you know, he was doing very well until he had got injured. So I felt like he had a drop off and I felt like we were missing that 1-2 punch, whereas though it was him and Austin Eckler. So Austin Eckler kind of like had to step up, but then he had went down. And then, you know, we seen a lot of Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez, who I like. I hope, you know what I'm saying, that Chris Rodriguez could make the team, but we'll see how whatever unfolds. But anyway, so the season he had last year, although there are some Commanders fans who love Brian Robinson. Let's snap that first. There are some Commanders fans who love Brian Robinson Jr. And there are, well, I think that most of our fans love Brian Robinson Jr. But there are some fans that's happy with Brian Robinson Jr. and they understand how things work. And then there are some that understand how things work. They just aren't happy with him with the season he had last year. But y'all have to keep in mind that the year Brian Robinson Jr. had last year was one of his better years. He scored his most touchdowns last year. I think he had like 8 touchdowns. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact he had 8 touchdowns because I had made a bet on him and I had a ticket that he was going to go over 10, get 10 rushing touchdowns on a year, or rushing or receiving. But he only got 8. So I know for a fact I had him for 10 and he only got 8. But the production he gave us last year, we wanted a little bit more, and it was elevated because of Jaden Daniels' play. As nobody expected Jaden Daniels to come in here and do what he did for the Commanders. So when we got a glimpse of what Jaden Daniels could do, we expected for all of the other Commanders' roles in their production to be elevated, and while doing so, the one that elevated their game was Terry McLaurin, because remember, Terry McLaurin early on wasn't getting many targets and stuff like that. And we was like, oh, here we go again. We got this Eric Bieniemy situation going on. I thought we had fired Eric Bieniemy or let him go to UCLA, and we got Cliff Kingsbury. Why is your number one receiver not getting the ball? We all had these type of questions. If you didn't, then more power to you. But I did, okay? And it started to look like, it wasn't going to be a good year for Terry. But during that time, they were utilizing B-Rob. They was running the ball effectively. He was doing good, man. Everybody was happy for him. My ticket was looking better and better each week. I was getting very, very excited. I was like, this is the Brian Robinson Jr. that we all would love to see. And I felt like Brian Robinson Jr. would have a great year due to the simple fact of, if you think back, 2012, when Robert Griffin III was our quarterback, I knew one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, that he was going to elevate the offensive line play and elevate the runner in the backfield due to the offense that we run and the threat of the quarterback being able to run. So that's why I took him for over 10 touchdowns. And he should have got it. I mean, he had like 6 games to get it. Anyway, it started off looking like it was going to be that way, because I thought they was going to slow walk the season and make sure the run game would be the driving force for the offense and not put too much on Jaden Daniels. So as time went on, it seemed like B-Rob lost a step, like he just wasn't the same no more. And I was getting pissed off. Like, what's going on, Brian Robinson Jr.? Like, what you doing, baby? What you doing? We need you. He couldn't stay on the field. And then when he was on the field, he just wasn't as productive. So you had Chris Rodriguez come in, and he gave us great production. And we was all saying, hold up, maybe we should pull back B-Rob and give some of them snaps to Chris Rodriguez Jr. I don't know about you. I know for me, I was questioning like, maybe we should let Chris Rodriguez Jr. play and get more snaps. Now, I wasn't saying that make B-Rob not start, but give Chris Rodriguez some snaps. So I said all that to say, we all know he didn't have the season that we all would like him to have. However, I know we're going to draft a running back. I truly believe, I'm praying that we draft a running back. This draft class is stacked. Just like the reports say, it's a lot of, running backs in this draft class that will actually help the Commanders. They're faster, they're shiftier, they got a little bit more twitch, and they're younger. So I can see why we're going to draft a running back, but why do we need to trade Brian Robinson Jr. to do so? He's not hurting us against our cap. He's in the last year of his contract. Let him earn a role. Let him earn a spot on his team. We need Brian Robinson Jr., y'all. I know you don't want to hear that, but we need Brian Robinson Jr. He's a power back. You need a short down and distance back. Now, for those of you who put the pressure on Brian Robinson, the expectation, should I say, of him to be the likes of a Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson or Joe Mixon or one of them dogs, that's not B-Rob. B-Rob is a dog in his own way. He's more like and I'm not saying that he's on the same level as David Montgomery, but he's more like a David Montgomery, a James Conner. He's a power back, y'all. He's not going to just take the snap and take it to the house for 75 yards. The chances of that happening ain't happening. It's rare. He's going to get walked down. We've seen it. Maybe our expectations for Brian Robinson Jr. is just too much. Maybe you have to say that to yourself, because I don't see them trading him. And then they say maybe they'll trade him for a late round pick so we could swap out for a rookie running back. Like, I don't see them trading him unless it's going to be something that's going to actually be worthwhile. I don't see no point in us trading him. Like, could somebody else come in and start? Yeah, somebody else could. It's any given Sunday. I feel like every position is up for grabs except for Jaden Daniels. Hell, if Jaden Daniels slumber early on, let Mariota get up in there. I'm talking about early on in training camp, like he fell off, and we don't want that, knock on wood. But I'm just saying, I feel like the best player at each position should be on the field. It's no need to trade Brian Robinson Jr., y'all. If it happens, I can't say I would be shocked, but I understand the business of the NFL, and I understand how things work. We do need picks. We only got 5 picks. Trading Brian Robinson Jr., first of all, you got to find somebody to trade with. You got to find somebody to trade with, y'all. Has he been that good? Where's does somebody just want Brian Robinson Jr.? Ask yourself that. You can't just trade him to free agency. It don't work like that. So those of you that know, you know. Like they say, if you know, you know. Brian Robinson Jr. will be on this roster this year, y'all. He's going to make the team. Now, if you were talking about the new running back, us drafting a running back, and he could possibly swap out Austin Eckler, sure. Or Jeremy McNichols, sure. Or even Chris Rodriguez. Their purpose is different than B-Rob's. Now, would I rather have an all-purpose back that can play 3 downs? You're damn right I would. I would love an Ashton Genty or Amarian Hampton from North Carolina. I would love one of them too. Or Travion Henderson. It's a lot of dogs in this draft. The dude from Virginia Tech. Fastest, I don't know what. Fastest running back 40 of the draft. I wouldn't mind it. But we are limited on picks, y'all. We're limited. If we had many picks to go, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe we could. But we have to make the best of the picks we have. And who's to say they won't trade them picks? Trade some of the picks to move up to get a player. Like, say, for instance, that pass rusher we need, that edge rusher that we need is there. And we get to, say, 22. And they already know somebody else trying to, like the Bucks. So I think the Bucks picked 21 or 20 or something like that. And they like, all right, we need this dominant pass rusher, y'all. We may have to trade our first and give up that fourth that we got for Laramie Tunsil to move up, or another pick. You never know. Now, if it was a trade where as though we had to give up that first and B-Rob and whatever the case may be, I'll be with that. But I just don't see them trading B-Rob, y'all. So all of y'all that think B-Rob is going to get traded, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get cut. The only way he's going to get cut is if he loses his job. And I don't think he's going to lose his job, y'all. So let's denounce the theory of B-Rob getting cut. Let's kill that right now. Nip it in the bud. Put it out. B-Rob ain't going nowhere. Now, if he do go somewhere, I understand. I ain't gonna be mad, but I'm just saying I just don't see the need of trading him. Now, if you want to talk about bringing another running back in here and giving them a chance to start, I'm with that all day in the paint. Could B-Rob do better? Yes, he can do better. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying to you is this. There is no need to trade Brian Robinson Jr. He's in the last year of his contract. That man may be on some dog mentality this year. He may have one of the biggest years of his career this year because he know he's playing for a contract, either here or elsewhere. That running back we may draft may not be ready to go this year. He may just be a situational back for right now because we got 4 years to figure it out. Don't underestimate Brian Robinson Jr., y'all. Don't give up on him just yet. There's far more running backs in the league that had bad situations. Brian Robinson Jr. is needed for the physicality of this offense, y'all. He is special, and he's a key player to this roster, first, especially on offense, when he ain't fumbling the ball. So yeah, I can't believe I'm spending this much time on it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to let you know, those of you that are out there that's believing that he's going to get traded, I don't believe that Brian Robinson Jr. is going anywhere. Now, if he goes somewhere, hey, it is what it is. I won't question what AP is doing. I've been supporting every move they've made thus far, and I won't stop today. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, y'all. If you're new to the channel, or if you've been watching and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's free. I'm new to this YouTube thing. Well, to the sports side of YouTube. You know, this is a new channel. Started this channel maybe a couple months ago. You know, something like that. And we growing. I appreciate each and every last one of my subscribers. Man, we got a family going here, y'all. We almost at 1,000 subscribers. And I know it may not sound like a lot, but it means a lot to me. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. So, y'all do this for me. Y'all know what time it is. Commanders family. Left hand up. Everybody got their left hand up? Who are we? The Commanders. Let's get it.